just show me with your fingers what you expect to see, and if I am fortunate about this, and I am not, that's what you see. All of the fingers coming out at you. That's okay? If we go and we look at this under a higher magnification, you can see, looks like the Swiss cheese, has a tendency to invade nerves, adenoid cystic carcinoma. That's okay? Alright. Okay. It is about 10 past 12. So we are about, yeah, at least on the computer it says this. Yeah, it's pretty good on my watch too. I had a request for a cornea case. Now, if you wish, we are going a bit on the fast side, so if you wish, we can take another break and I can load more slides if you wish, or we can begin to wrap things up after this, kind of come for a break. I'm sorry? Yeah, I'm going to do the cornea case, but if you want me to do something beyond the cornea case, then I'll need to take a quick break and load more slides. She has an announcement to make anyway, so do you want to make the announcement now or after this case? After this case? After this case. All right, let's take this case. So someone asked me to do a cornea, and here is the H&E of the cornea. It's a lovely case. And let me find a good spot here for you. Lovely. I feel as if I am an Israeli tour guide looking for the best spot for you to see the scenery. La Briut? Alright, here we go. Wonderful. Wonderful. Alright, here's what I want to do. Let's stop here. Do you see where is Bowman's layer? Yeah? Oh good, thank you for saying something. Nobody is talking to me, I feel so lonely. Alright, we take Bowman's layer, and we trace Bowman's layer. We already made a, what I call in English, a VBD. You know what is VBD? It's a very big deal. We already made a VBD out of the fact that there are no fibroblasts in Bowman's layer. So we take it along, and Bowman's layer disappears. And now you have fibroblasts present there. And you look, and you see that there are far too many keratocytes. Now the other thing that you see over here is not only do you have far too many keratocytes indicating that there's a scar, but you see a relative absence of those clefts, those artifacts. So this is an opacity. So we have discontinuity in Bowman's layer, and we also have a scar. Now, the interesting and important thing here is we don't have inflammation. This is by no means a corneal ulcer. Okay? So, disruption of Bowman's layer, we have the scar. And now, oh, we can do a lot of things with this. I was thinking to myself, how can I do some extra teaching? And now we have something else. You wonder, in this book, there's so many things going on here. You wonder, this red dot, by the way, is an artifact. You wonder if, in fact, the cornea might be thin. So, disruption of Bowman's layer, thinning of the stroma. What do you think? Keratoconus. Yeah, I would say keratoconus. But before we get to keratoconus, and I show you a little bit more, that's what it happened to be, and I had a request in the audience to do keratoconus, I want to point out something to you that is absolutely fabulous. I want you to come to the periphery of the cornea. Now, if I wanted to be dishonest and say that there was profound thinning of the cornea in this case, profound thinning of the cornea in this case, I could make a very big deal out of the fact that the cornea is very swollen here in the periphery, but I would have been intellectually dishonest. And here's why. On almost every cornea that I will show to you that is done with penetrating keratoplasty, right? If you wanted to do DSEK and the reasons that it works and everything like this, that's a whole morning. But in penetrating keratoplasty, can you think of a reason that the periphery is always edematous? You see, if I look in over here, let me show you something. If I go up to the screen and look over here, do you see the clefts? You do. But as you get to the periphery, the clefts are gone. The reason that the clefts are gone is that the cornea here in the periphery is extremely edematous, And by the way, just to prove to you that this is not something focal, I will take it to the other side, and I will show to you that even on the other side, there we go. The cornea is still edematous. You see? No clefts. Cleft? No clefts. So what is the reason that the periphery of many corneas that we come in the lab look edematous peripherally? Any ideas? I'm sure that there are ideas, but you are tired, so I'm going to give you some suggestions. You're not tired at all? I'm not tired at all either. Do I look tired? Alright, let me answer this. The cornea is normally dehydrated. Yes, what is maintaining the dehydration state of the cornea? Everybody knows, yeah? Endothelial cells. There's a good complement of endothelial cells here. See, endothelial cells. Oh. So that can't be the answer to it. In a penetrating keratoplasty, at the moment that you go through Descemet's membrane, do you see aqueous spurting out into the surgical field? Typically not. You enter the anterior chamber, you don't see very much at all. What's the reason for this? So if the cornea is dehydrated, and you perforate the cornea focally, the corneal stroma swells and seals the wound. It's fabulous. Many times, patients will come into the clinic, and there is always a debate. Like you can see this in many, many residency programs. The patient comes into the corner, says something, I was doing something foolish, wasn't wearing goggles, and something flew into my eye. And you see centrally there is an area of opacification. It looks, as we say in English, ground glass. And then starts the arguments. Is that an inflammatory infiltrate? Well, the other thing it could be is focal edema. Or how do you know it's focal edema? Because maybe there was a perforating wound of the cornea that sealed itself. I will tell you, I am old enough to have gone through an era of ophthalmology where the major refractive procedure was something called radial keratotomy. Anybody else here is old enough that wants to confess that they're old enough to remember radial?